Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on Call of Duty. In this one, I'm going to show you my method for solo farming XP so that you're able to get those battle pass rewards quicker. So we'll jump straight into the loadout. I am using the Kilo 141 for this. I found it to be the most accurate weapon for zombies. Most of the attachments I use on the Kilo are for accuracy and for damage. However, you can pause the video if you want to copy mine, or you can gradually build your own class as you get more used to the gun. Obviously, this class isn't relevant if you're using a different gun, but I would recommend using an assault rifle or something you can take out waves of around 40 enemies at a time with. For a melee weapon, I always use the bow staff, but any one-hit weapon will do for that. And then for the field upgrade, I use the energy mine, but that's also got augments on it, which I'll go through in a minute. And then the stim shot for tactical and Semtex for lethal. For the gobble gun pack, I use Wunderbar, On the House, and Shields Up as my 3 originally equipped, and then stock option and tactical diffusion to round out that pack. Now looking at the augments we have equipped, the main one we need is Turret on the energy mine, although a few others of these will make it a bit easier as we go through. I like to use Plague on Brain Rot, which gives a chance for brain rotted zombies to turn other zombies. And then I also like to use the equivalent exchange on Quick Revive. So if you get downed, you can shoot a zombie and it will get you back up. I am using a lot of augments, I have a lot equipped, but you don't need to use anywhere near as many as that. In fact, most of these won't even be relevant for this video. So we're going to load into the game now. We're going to be starting off on a solo lobby in Liberty Falls on Directed. So we'll jump into the lobby now. Then we'll select the mission, go on Directed, Solo, and Liberty Falls. Now when we load in, we're going to be going straight to the bow staff, our melee weapon, and we're going to run straight across the main courtyard and open the hotel room door. So we'll just wait to load in. So like I said, when we load in, we'll start by running straight across to the hotel. Swap to the bow staff on the way.
Never been so glad to see backup arrive.
We'll get rid of these zombies here first. Cool.
I need you to look for survivors. Subdue any threats. Help me save this town. Copy.
There we go. And then there should be 6 down here. 4.
Bonus points. Some sort of half-ass blueprint. Might be worth
We've seen the blueprint. And that's the last zombie for the first round. So we'll move on to round 2.
Be advised, we lost contact with 3 of our scientists in town trying to stop the outbreak. Find them, bring them home. We need brain power as much as firepower.
Looks like you're getting off early.
So with it being a round cap of 3 here, we're going to stay in this area for a while. Preferably until we get between 65 and 70,000 essence. Now that is going to take a while. Oh, I'm not quite sure what happened there. I just went to jump up on the car and it turned me around, but okay. But yeah, we'll stay on round 3.
The apocalypse today. You're handling this well.
And it'll take probably just over half an hour to get the essence we need. We'll make sure we're picking up the salvage that we see dropped as well all the time. So we'll need around 9,000 later on.
Max Armour.
So as each round comes up, we're going to be going around just hitting the zombies with our melee weapon. Up to round 3, all zombies should be a single hit anyway. It's only when you get past this point that it's more than one hit. The bonus glyphs that you get as well, like this nuke, I'd recommend getting them at the end of each round. Or waiting as long as you can at least for them. Obviously with the nuke it stops you getting any more XP from any zombies that have spawned. And only gives you the 400. But such as double points, if you wait as long as possible, if it's the last zombie that drops it, then sometimes you can get double points for the next round. But we've jumped ahead here. We're now on 63,000, 64,000 essence. You got a double points there. Now from this point there's going to be a lot that needs to happen very quickly. So we're going to leave one zombie left over. And then we're going to go through the door near the hotel and collect the Stamin-Up from the bowling alley. And then from the bowling alley we're going to go through the other side, through the gate that's just in front of us there. And we're going to head round and collect the water valve. And go into the bank to collect the Jugger-Nog. From there we're going to head up to the church and get Pack-a-Punch 3 on our weapon. And then we're going to head back down to the bowling alley and get the water pressure gauge. But up until that point we want to leave that one zombie surviving. Just so we don't end up going higher and higher through the rounds early on. So I'll try and leave the slowest looking zombie. That one should be fine. So we'll head through the door and under the hotel now. We'll go to the Stamin-Up machine, buy that. Oh, quick one, while we're at each machine, we can go down into prone. And we get an extra 100 essence there as loose change. So now we'll run across to the door on the other side. Go through here. Go up these steps. Then we can collect the water valve from the flower shop. That's just here.
Handy. That should fit any standard pressure control valve.
And then we can head back through the bank. Oh, get the Jugger-Nog. And drop down on the floor for the loose change.
Uh-oh, I cannot feel my face.
Then we'll open the door to the bowling alley. And head up to the church. Get down on the floor to that machine as well. Then we can head in the church. Get out the Kilo 141 and we can load that to Pack-a-Punch 3. There's still only got that one zombie. We can now head back down to Liberty Lanes, the bowling alley. We can hit the box, place the water valve and turn it on. We'll drop an energy mine first.
That's gonna attract some attention. Keep the hostiles clear. We need to build pressure behind that valve.
And then with Pack a Punch 3 weapons, this is a lot easier to get through. You can get through this without the Pack a Punch 3 if you want to, but this does make it a lot quicker and a lot easier to get through. Especially while you have the elite zombies. I'll keep it going, it's round 5 now. And going into the church is what gave us a round cap for 11. So we'll get rid of a few more of these zombies before we carry on. Should be right near the end of the water valve now. There we go. So we can pick up the water pressure gauge.
This better be worth it.
We'll grab all the scrap that we've left about. And then we can head up to the church. If you've not done a lot of zombies, then when it goes like that on the edges, that tends to mean there's random crawlers or whatever specials on that level. So I'll activate the machine here to get rid of the crawlers. And then we'll head outside. And we'll get through this round quickly. We need to shoot the groundskeeper and take this whole shed key. And we'll get this max ammo glyph. And then we can head through this one here that gives you a zip line to the top of the bank. And we'll head into the shed. There is sometimes a zombie sat there just outside.
Let's see what you've been keeping locked up in here. Good find. That's got to be the handbrake for the thrust.
So once we've done that, we'll head to the crafting table and get a mangler cannon. And then we'll run all the way back down here and head back to the radio house.
Hey, buddy! I think you dropped it!
Gates down. Nice work. Let's have a look inside.
Then we need to search the debris piles until we find the electrical cables, or electrical wires, sorry. Oh. To really try and get out of the radio house as quickly as possible if you're stuck in there with zombies. That's round 7 done. Yeah, one of the piles will have a crawler in it as well. Well, there's the electrical wires. So we can head over to the hotel now.
I think that's everything we need for the jet gun. Let's head back to the motel and slap this thing together.
We'll come back to build that in a second. Finish this round first. We'll get double points right at the end of the round as well. I'm not sure we'll get anything with this one though. And then we can craft a Thrustodyne. Then we can head straight over here to the comic store.
But that doesn't matter now, does it?
It's through the door in front of us, and the first piece is in the ceiling. So we'll get that.
That's Dr. Moline. Joined the physics team last year. Nice enough guy, but weird.
Very good, but there's still 2 more.
Then we need to go up here to the left, onto this roof, and then jump onto the truck. Then using the Thrustodyne, we need to get the second part.
My favorite egghead. Not just
And also use it to carve a way through the zombies as well to get out of there.
all about the work Janice
Sometimes you can end up with quite a few on top of the truck with you.
Probably. That's a better question for Director Richthofen.
Oh, some bonus points there, we'll get them. And then back into the church for the third part. Just leave one zombie alive again. So that's all 3 parts to the LTG.
Find a good workspace to put it together.
Doctor, you make suggestions, you don't give orders.
And then we need to do one more round in the church just to get the tier 3 armour.
Well, if I'm learning anything, it's that just because you're missing doesn't mean you're dead. Isn't that so?
Crawlers tend to spawn up at the top there as well. But sometimes they will come through the window type spawns. So at this point we're most of the way through the setup. It's just perks and weapon mods we have to work on really after this. But we'll get rid of this lot. And that's another level there. Which at this point is 20 to 25,000.
Bad idea! Bad idea!
Turn them to pieces.
So again, this is going to all be vermin. Well, this is where we're going to spend the rest of round
Using field upgrade.
11 onwards. Get the max ammo glyph.
Max ammo.
And then once we build the LTG, the round cap will go up to 14. So we'll craft that.
What's the 411 panels? How does that thing work?
We'll pick it up.
Have a background in string theory, so the short answer is
And then we'll have brain rot to our weapon and upgrade the rarity.
but seriously, the LTG
Now we need to go for the mangler first on these rounds.
their life energy. My colleagues managed to fill one ether canister before they ran out of work. You'll need to fill 2 more. There's one in the simultaneous dimensional gateway machine.
And then with the energy mine behind us, we stay in this corner of the room.
Stay in the shadows.
And just keep going in and out of ADS, aim down sights. And it should auto lock onto the heads of the zombies that are close to your reticle.
too
And now that round's done, we'll start getting our perks. That gives us better aiming down sight position.
We are the protectors of the city. I am the sensei.
And as you can see here,
We must
I'm just literally pulling the left trigger on the controller. And then it almost immediately locks onto the heads. So we're getting a lot more critical kills now, which also means more essence, more experience. And this is the reason the infected on brain rot works really well. But we'll get set up for the next round. Keep the energy mine behind us, and always put another one here. But never open that door that's behind us that leads down to the front of the bank, because then zombies can get up behind you. Sometimes vermin still can, but that's it.
The longest journey starts with the smallest step.
And then it's just a case of pretty much standing in this corner farming kills, and at the end of each round running around and just collecting what you can.
Of adversity. Hey, buddy, I think you dropped this.
We'll get rid of the manglet cannon now, just in case there's another score streak we want to pick up. Just in case there's another score streak we want to pick up. The sentry turret's always fun.
It's all part of the process.
And while I was working out XP rates and things, I did time how long it took to do a round, and it's approximately a minute from like the first spawn of the last round to the first spawn of the next round. So you can get approximately 60 to 65 rounds an hour with this. But again, we'll go for the mangler first.
Excellent work, Turtle.
And that's another round done. And we'll head back over here. We'll get the double tap upgrade, which is a new one with Season 3.
I cannot feel my
We'll get
face.
Speed Cola, we'll get Vulture Aid, and we'll get PhD Flopper. So that double tap definitely makes a massive difference. Makes us a lot more efficient as well. So we can get through each round that little bit quicker and earn that bit more XP. Now you can carry this on and continue to level 15 or round 15 before you stand on top of the roof and do this. But if you do get to round 15, then I find you end up with less special zombies, which means you end up with less XP overall. So we'll head back over now and get the quick revive.
Smooth. Too smooth.
So we'll take out the mangler first. Just a case of going into ADF and pulling the trigger. No, we need a bit more money. We still need a bit more money, more essence. But again, getting rid of the mangler first.
This is the way of
And then going back to shooting all the zombies one by one. So we'll drop another energy mine there. You just run out quickly. Get a few of them together. But yeah, it's just a case of gradually getting more and more essence until you've got all the perks. And if you didn't have enough salvage to level your weapon up fully like I didn't, then this is the time to get enough salvage to do that.
Some lessons are painful, and I am an excellent teacher.
Well, only a couple of rounds left. And then we're fully set up.
Gentle always turns away the strong.
And then once this setup's done once, you shouldn't really ever have to do it again. Or at least not unless you finally decide to exfil. Or you overwrite the save with a new one. Keep it going. Best to keep your shots to bursts as well while you're doing this. Just to try and conserve ammo. Just to try and conserve as much ammo as possible. So we can now upgrade the rarity on our weapon. That's at the top level. And we can buy death perception.
Smooth.
So that's all the setup done now. So at this point, if you didn't want to carry on and you wanted to come back to it, you can pause the game once you've finished this round and then save and exit. And that'll leave a save file ready for you to come back to, which will be at round 14 with all your perks, your Pack-a-Punch level 3 weapon, and everything you need to carry on. So we'll do that now. And I'll show you what sort of XP we're looking at for the first hour of setup. This is going to be a fair bit lower, obviously, than once you're actually farming the XP. But again, it's only needed once, and you can spend as many hours farming XP after this as you like. So there we got a total of 140,000 essence, with 1,255 eliminations and 293 critical kills, which I guarantee it, probably 90% of those came in those last few rounds at round 14. But that took just over an hour to do that setup. And that's 2.5 tiers on the battle pass. And 22,530 experience, which doubles up to 45,060 XP. So overall, a fairly average XP earned for that first hour. But now we can jump back in. And to do that, we'll select the mission, go down to save file, and then Liberty Falls round 14. And that will also take us in with our old loadout, so if you change your loadout in between, it's not going to affect this save file. If you want to use a different gun, you'll have to do the setup again with the new gun. So we'll jump back in, and we're going to be straight back at round 14. The first thing we want to do is head over and just drop our energy mine behind us again. Just in case any of the vermin or anything get behind us. So we'll drop that. And then just carry on as we were before. We'll get the mangler first. And we just carry on like this. So I'll do an hour like this and see how far we get. And then I'll come back at the end and update you with the results.
Face the fury of a ninja.
Again, we just have to make sure that we're going back to this corner between rounds. And preferably that we remember to reload between rounds. With 200 rounds with Pack-a-Punch, this has more than enough that you should never run out during a round. Not unless you're just wildly spraying bullets everywhere.
Keep wasting those little shits on sight.
I'll skip ahead now. We're already at 16,000 essence. I'll come back to you towards the end of the hour. So we'll jump back in here. We're just getting to the end of the hour now.
Excellent work, Thomas.
We've now managed to get up to nearly 200, or just over 279,000 essence. And we now have 19,600 salvage left over. So I think we'll call it after this round. Definitely hit just over the 1 hour mark now. So it should give you a good idea of what you can get per hour. So we'll save and quit again here. We'll see where we got to. So there we got up to a total essence of 426,565 with 3,686 eliminations and 1,545 crits. So that's a difference of 286,295 essence. And we got another 2,431 eliminations that hour. So we managed to open up 2 new battle pass things there. So 45,590 per hour. And then during double XP, that takes us to a total of 91,180 experience per hour. And you can go on that at any time on solo and just get XP for weapons, leveling up, or your battle pass. But yeah, I hope that was useful. If you did find that helpful, please don't forget to drop a like on the video, consider subscribing to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you. Have a good one.